Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you are all doing great. So if you are joining this live stream, there is a good chance you are preparing for CompTIA Security Plus 701 certification, planning to start a career in cybersecurity, or simply looking to strengthen your security fundamentals. So today's session is completely designed exactly for that. So we won't just memorize answers. We will understand the concept behind each question, because that's what the actual Security Plus exam tests. Okay. So in this session, I will tell you some questions, some practice set questions, and everything related to the exam of CompTIA Security Plus. So we are live now. You are joining or watching this series in the ZeroDayVault Cyber Panchayat YouTube channel. So I welcome all of you one more time. So let's everyone joining in, and then we will start. So for those who are new here, my name is Sumit, and I create cybersecurity content covering offensive security, defensive security, SOC operations, penetration testing, bug bounty, and providing the career counseling guidance as well. You can connect with me on LinkedIn, Telegram, WhatsApp, uh, Twitter, on email. So whatever channel you prefer, you will find all the contact links contact links in the video description. So on this channel, we are focusing not on practical learning or just practical learning, not just theory. Okay. So before I will start, so this is like, I will tell you short, like why this particular video is designed, and what we will see in this video. So in this video, we will see the Security Plus, the CompTIA Security Plus certification. Why is it important? What you will going to learn with the CompTIA Security Plus exam certification? What the passing score, and what type of question you will see in this exam. Okay, so particularly if you are working in corporate, if you are starting your career as in cybersecurity, so if you are beginner or just fresh graduate, or if you want to switch into the cybersecurity domain, so there is a particular certification that is asked by the recruiter, which is CompTIA Security Plus. Like if you have particularly CompTIA Security Plus in your resume, so the demand is like all-time high. So you should particularly uh, do this. So why we do this, how to prepare for this exam, what type of question can be asked during the exam, what will be the duration, what will be the cost, everything will be covered in this session. So this is completely a QA session. I will tell you some questions that I prepared, and I will tell you the answers, the logics behind those questions. So everything will be available in this session. So this will be around live for like 1.5 hours. What exam pattern we have, right? So everything will be discovered. Do not worry, I will answer every question of yours. So you can drop out your questions in the chat. I'm monitoring your chat also, so we can talk it. Please make this session very interactive. When I ask the question, you can have some time to answer it according to your knowledge. Do not use any other tool. So that's the only thing I want from you, right? So let's first talk about what is Security Plus. So Security Plus is like conducted by the CompTIA, right? It is a global certification that enhance your core security functions. I'm not talking about like the advanced security functions like network security or privilege escalation or lateral movement or tunneling. These kinds of things are not happen in this security certification. It particularly like if you do this, so you will understand the core security fundamentals, core functions, like how the security in IT actually works, right? So there are one more certification that CompTIA has, which is the Pen Test Plus, and there is one more certification that CompTIA has, which is Network Plus. So Network Plus focuses on networking, and Pen Test Plus is focusing on pen testing. but the Security Plus is focusing on the principles of security, the threat analysis, right? How the policies, compliance policies actually work. So the skills you will learn in this certification is like various types of threats, attacks, vulnerabilities using like including malwares, social engineering, application attacks, DOS attacks, phishing attacks, or some relevant attacks. You will use some technologies or tools like firewall, IDS, and IPS, endpoint security to protect your system. So unlike other certification, the SAC Plus basically focusing on penetration testing on network, but the Security Plus provides a broad understanding of cybersecurity from both perspectives, like the offensive and the defensive. In defensive, we generally talk about the SOC, L1, L2, L3, incident response, and so other things. And in offensive security, we talk about the application security, desktop security, firewall security, network security, cloud security, right? So it helps build the foundation needed for many cybersecurity roles. So one more question that you might ask, like who should take the Security Plus? So yes, every student that wants to enter or want to begin their career in cybersecurity, SOC analyst aspirants, security analysts, system administrators, network engineers, cloud engineers, IT professionals, or anyone or someone who is preparing for blue team roles. So right, so many people are also asking me like why should I study Security Plus when I already know hacking? So like you have the ethical hacking certificate. I cannot take the name for certain regions, but you might understand it, like which certification I'm going to talk about. Okay, so why should you study Security Plus? So the answer is very simple. Cybersecurity is not about only hacking. It also about understanding, like it also need the professionals in organization who understand the risk, the governance, the compliance, the IR, incident response, security architecture, security operations, access controls, and cloud security. So SAC Plus basically teaches all of these concepts, right? So instead of learning just one tool, you can learn how organization actually secure their infrastructure. So that's why the skills you have, like you will gain multiple skills in this certification, right? And what type of things it will be covered. So there is a brief description in the objective of exam objective of SAC Plus. So general security concept. So in all over questions, you will have 12% of questions based on general security concepts like security controls, fundamental concepts, change management, cryptographic solutions like what is PKI, encryption, obfuscation, hashing, or blockchain, or AAA, or technical implementation, documentation, CIA triad, authentication, authorization, right? Of operational security controls, detective security controls. Then we have threat, vulnerabilities, and mitigations. The 22% questions will be asked from this section. So in this section, it covers the threat vectors and motivations, threat vectors and attack surfaces, vulnerabilities like every vulnerability, virtualization, operating system, cloud specific vulnerabilities, supply chain vulnerabilities, OT vulnerabilities, some malicious activities like the password attacks, application attacks, physical attacks, network attacks, and cryptographic attack as well. Mitigation techniques, then we have security architecture. 18% of the question will be asked from this section. So here you have the architecture models, IoT, industrial control systems, infrastructure as code, enterprise infrastructure, data protection, and recovery. Then we have 28% of questions asked in security operation. So here you have vulnerability management, alerting, monitoring, enterprise security, identity and access management controls, automation, IR, data sources, computing resources, asset management. And then we have security program and management or oversight. So 20% of questions being asked in this section. So in this you have GRC based questions like governance, risk, and compliance. So based on those, the questions will be asked. If I talk about the exam pattern, then the exam pattern will be online, and the exam pattern will be MCQ based. So you will ask the 90 questions, and you will have the duration of 90 minutes, and then the passing score will be 750, right? So from like each questions has certain points. Then if you gain the 750, then you will have the certification. Then the validity, it is 3 years of this. So if you have that certification today, then the 3 years of validation you will find. Then if you like see the price of this, so if you only want to purchase the voucher, so the voucher price is 439 USD. But if you want a retake as well, so 579 USD. And if you want the certification kit, which include the frameable certificate, proof on go, and then personal recognition via the social pages of CompTIA, so then you can additionally add 10 USD dollar. Okay, now let's talk about the questions, like what type of questions it will be or asked in during the exam. So particularly some exams, like some questions like Security Plus doesn't ask simple questions, but it asks scenario based questions, right? So I will take simple scenario, like an organization detect some unusual traffic after a phishing email. So which section should the SOC analyst take first, right? So particularly this type of scenario based question is asked. So I will start with the simple question, and then we will talk about the scenario based questions later. So the section is like, I will ask the questions just like you have 4 options available, and then you can answer in the chat, and I will give you some time, and then I will tell you the solution. And until that, we will particularly talk about like what it is actually. Okay, so hopefully you are watching this, and hopefully this will help you a lot in your certification preparation. So as I go through the chat, someone is asking me the exam pattern, so that is already discovered. So it is, yes, it is proctored, like from the, you can take it via home, but exam is proctored by the exam proctor. And the other person is asked like he need a roadmap so that he can start the cybersecurity. So Nation, you can contact me via Telegram or LinkedIn, and then we can discuss and I can guide you over there. Okay, so the first question is, what does the CIA triad represent? So basically, there is a methodology in security, like what is the, this is very common question, like what is CIA triad? So what you will understand with the CIA triad, so there is a 4 option, A, B, C, and D. So CIA triad is basically the foundation of security, and one of the first concept you will learn in the exam, as well as if you starting your career in the cybersecurity. So here CIA, this is including the basically the 3 words. C means confidentiality, I means integrity, and A means availability. Okay, so the answer for this question is B, confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Okay, so the answer is B. This is the correct answer. Now if we like deep dive little bit, so what is actually confidentiality? Confidentiality is something like ensuring the information that is accessible only by the authorized users. Just like you are having a Instagram account and you are logging into your Instagram account, so it is ensuring that the information you have in your Instagram account can only be accessed only by you, right? So that what confidentiality means. So the goal of the confidentiality, or like goal of confidentiality in security, is preventing unauthorized disclosure of data, right? So just like passwords, MFA, encryption, access control list, file permissions, or VPN. Another example is something like, suppose a company employee's salary database should only be accessible to the HR department. So if an intern can view everyone's salary, so that means the confidentiality has been compromised. Now, if I talk about the integrity, so that is ensuring how the data remains accurate, complete, and unaltered, unless some changed by an authorized person. So the goal of this is to prevent unauthorized modification of information, just like digital signatures, checksums, file integrity monitoring, version controls, or hashing. If I take the example of the integrity, then suppose, imagine your bank balance is 50,000 rupees and attacker changed it to the 5,000 rupees. So that means even if your data is still available, your data integrity has been compromised. So that's the thing with the integrity. And then availability, that means ensuring system and data are available whenever or whatever authorized person users needed them. So whenever the authorized person needs them, the data should be available. So the goal for this is to prevent the service interruption, right? If I take some examples like backup, disaster recovery plans, load balancers, UPS, failover clusters, right? And if I tell you with the help of an example, so suppose a e-commerce website is hit by some DDoS attack during a major sale, so the customer cannot access the website. So this is the loss of availability. The website is there, product is there, a sale is there, but during the DDoS, the customer cannot access it. So there is a loss of availability. Okay, so always remember, like confidentiality means who can see the data, integrity means has the data has been changed, availability means can authorized user access it. Okay, so the answer is B. That's the correct answer. The next question we have is second. Which control type is a firewall? Which control type is actually a firewall? Can you tell me which control type is a firewall? So we have four answers here: administrative, technical, physical, or detective. Now, let me go through with the chat. If you are watching it, or try to answer it. Which control type is a firewall? So let me explain. So basically, what is firewall actually? Firewall is a hardware that is implemented using hardware, software, or both to automatically enforce security rules by allowing or blocking network traffic. If I take some examples, so we have Fortinet, FortiGate firewall, pfSense firewall, Window Defender firewall, Cisco ASA firewall, Palo Alto firewall. So it particularly uses technology to protect system. So it is classified as the answer of your question. So what is the answer of this question? So the answer of the question is technical. So control type. Which control type is a firewall? Technical control type is a firewall. Hope you understand it. The third question we have, which security principle ensures that information is accessible when needed? Which security control or which security principle? Remember, previously I talked about the CIA triad. So in which we have three things: confidentiality, integrity, or availability. So which security principle ensure the information is accessible when needed? Tell me the answer of this question. Which security control is needed? Anyone has any answer for this question? Okay, I'm not seeing any answer. Okay, Rushi Gopale is saying option B. So let's check out. So yes, you have the right answer, availability, because availability ensures like if the information is accessible when needed. So it basically comes with the CIA triad. So the option A is wrong. The option B is right. So you can tell me quickly with the answers, so we can move forward quickly with the questions. So I have like 100 plus questions here. So I will particularly take two parts of this session. So we will practice with 200 plus questions. So the question number 4 is this. Now suppose this is a scenario based question. Try to understand it. an attacker sends specially crafted input that causes a program to execute arbitrary code. Arbitrary code means some code into the application with the input field. So what type of input field? Suppose you can upload file upload field, name, bio, about us, comment, review, right? Product review, chat, feedback form, contact us form. So on all these input field, the attacker basically added or sent some specially crafted arbitrary code due to improper memory handling. Keep that thing is in mind. That is very important. Improper memory handling. So what kind of attack is this? Is it SQL injection? Is it buffer overflow? Is it cross-site scripting, aka XSS? And then man in the middle, MITM. So tell me the right answer. We are sending the arbitrary code with the help of input field that causes the program due to improper memory handling. So let me explain a little bit. The SQL injection is when we add the SQL statements in the input fields. The cross-site scripting is particularly when we add or inject some JavaScript based payloads in the input field. And then in the man in the middle, these kinds like password attacks, password spray attacks, brute force, right? So the answer for this question is B, buffer overflow, because it is directly related to the memory handling. And what is buffer overflow? Buffer overflow means whatever memory is assigned, now it is exhausted. So memory is not properly aligning. Sometimes you see when you try to upload a large file, there is a upload field available in the application, just like you can upload some images in the application. So what size of image do you normally upload? We will upload 5 MB, 10 MB, or maybe in KBs. But what if you upload 100 MB file in that profile picture, in that post? So it basically, if the memory is not particularly handled on the server side, so you are indirectly doing the DDoS, because the application is failed to handle the memory, and due to the buffer overflow condition occurs and the application will not be responsible. So server side code 502 might be generated. Okay, so the answer for this question is buffer overflow. So the Rushi got the right answer. The next question we have, which principle provides users only the permission required for their jobs? Which principle provides users only the permission required for their job? So we have answers for it: open access permission, role escalation permission, least privilege permission, or federation permissions. Can you tell me the right answer for this, guys? Drop, everyone who is watching it live, drop your answers. Doesn't matter अगर आपका आंसर सही होता है या गलत होता है, just try to answer it. Try to understand the question and answer it. Which principle provides users only the permission required for their job? Least privilege, federation, open access. Let's see who got the right answer for this question. What do you say, guys? So time's up. The answer for this question is least privilege. Because why? Why least privilege? Because least privilege minimize damage from compromised accounts. Suppose your account is compromised and the permission is exceeded. You provided the exceeded privilege to every user. So then particularly the data leakage will be happen, right? So the least privilege basically minimize the damage in the organization because of the compromised accounts. So the answer is C. Then we have, what is multi-factor authentication? You know about the MFA, right? So what is actually multi-factor authentication? Is it multiple usernames? Is it two or more authentication factors like the username and password and OTP? Or is it password reuse? Or is it multiple IP addresses? So what is multi-factor authentication? So the question number 6, I'm talking about the asking you the answer for question number 6. I typed in the chat also, like tell me what the answer for question number 6. If you haven't liked the video, so do your job, guys. Make sure to like the video and we will continue the thing here. So yes, the answer is two or more authentication factors. And now, why is it important? Because sometimes the application is only relied on only one authentication factor, suppose username and password. So if the attacker can launch the brute force attack, so it is very easier for them to bypass the things and take over the account. But if multiple authentication factors are applied, so particularly the chances of compromising the account will be less. And now, like, the technology arises, so everyone are not only using the OTP, it also using the other authentication services as well, like Google Authenticator or Duo Authenticator, right? So the answer for this is option B. Someone is asking the SOC amount, so you can contact me with the Telegram or LinkedIn, and then we can discuss over there. The question number 7 is, which authentication factor is something you are? In which authentication factor is means something you are? Password, token, biometrics, or PIN? Which authentication factor is something you are? Is it password? Is it token? Is it biometrics? Is it PIN? So I hope everyone knows the answer for this. So the answer for this is biometrics. So Sunil got the right answer. Sunil Thakur. Welcome, Sunil, on the channel. Jaiswal is also giving the answers very correctly. And then what other person we have? Prince. Hello, Prince. No, Safu. So the answer for this is particularly biometrics, because biometric means something you are, because biometrics is relying on the physical things like your retina, your thumb impression, right? The next question we have is, which encryption type uses the same key for encryption and decryption? Now, if you are familiar with the cryptography, we have two types of cryptography. One is symmetric cryptography and the second one is asymmetric cryptography. In symmetric cryptography, the key for encryption and decryption will be same. And in asymmetric cryptography, the key for encryption and decryption will be different, like it uses the public and private key. So the answers we have is the examples of symmetric or asymmetric cryptography, like the RSA algorithm, Rivest, Shaham and Oldman, ECC, AES, Advanced Encryption Standard, and then DSA. So what should be the right answer for this? Which encryption type uses the same key? So is it belongs to the symmetric cryptography. So what will be the example of symmetric encryption algorithm? So one person says B, Mr. Prince says B. So Prince, ECC algorithm is not the example of symmetric cryptography. ECC is the example of asymmetric cryptography. So B is not the right answer. Anyone else? फटाफट से एक बार अपने आंसर्स का स्पैम कर दो, ताकि जितना आप कमेंट करोगे उतना ही ये स्ट्रीम बाकी लोगों तक पहुंचेगा. So do not forget to like the video also. The objective here is to reach that video to like maximum people so they can advantage. As you know, on my channel I try to bring different content. So the answer is C. AES, Advanced Encryption Standard, is belongs to the symmetric cryptography, and that's why it uses the same key for encryption and decryption. AES is the right answer. Very good. The next question we have, what does hashing primarily provide? What's the use of hashing? So it is providing availability, confidentiality, integrity, or routing. So what does hashing do? Again, a question based on CIA. Anyone has the answer for this? Saifu says integrity. So yes, integrity is the right answer. Gopal, your answer is wrong. Not confidentiality, it is integrity. Because hashing verifies the integrity. Like no data changes will be there. So option C is the right answer. Integrity is the right answer. Then 10. What is known repudiation? What is known repudiation? Preventing backups, assurance actions cannot be denied, blocking malware, or encryption logs. What is known repudiation? Preventing backups, assurance actions that cannot be denied, blocking malware, encryption logs. दिल्ली से लेकर नरीमन पॉइंट तक tell me the answer for the question number 10. What is known repudiation? What do we understand by known repudiation? So basically, the known repudiation is a security principle that ensures if a person or system cannot deny performing a particular action, right? So something that cannot be denied, some actions like proof of actions, like suppose a specific user sent some message, a user approved a transaction, that cannot be denied. A file was created by a particular person, a action that actually happened, right? So later that person cannot deny like he is performing that or not. Just like you transfer something using your phone pay, so you cannot deny it. So this is known repudiation. So the answer for this question is B, assurance. Assurance, some actions that cannot be denied. So Serin Soul is also right. Sunil is also right. Prince is also right. Very good. Then we have which model assumes no implicit trust? Which model assumes no implicit trust? So what is implicit trust first? See, to answer a question, first you have to understand it, what is actually asking by the interviewer or in exam. So implicit trust means particularly the model that assumes there is some model here: open trust model, share access model, zero trust security model, or legacy access model. Okay, so no implicit trust means never trust, always verify. Implicit trust means, and no implicit trust means never trust, always verify. So this also means don't automatically trust anyone or any device, or even if they are inside the organization network. Even every user, device, application request must be authenticated and authorized before access is granted, right? If I take you an example, suppose an employee is working from the office, an employee is working from the office. So since the employee is inside the corporate network, they are trusted by default. Obviously, you can say me. So this is the traditional security model. But what does the actual model, that is the also answer for this question, says even though the employee is inside the network, they must still verify their identity. Their device security posture may also be checked before the access is allowed. Just like now things happened in the corporate environment, right? So the model which is the answer for this, for no implicit trust, is zero trust model, because in zero trust model, continuously verifying every request. So we have some right answers by Terensols, Sunil, Prince, and Vikas. Then we have which protocol basically secure remote administration. So now we have four protocols. Telnet protocol runs on port number 23. FTP, file transfer protocol, run on port number 20 and 21. SSH, secure shell hash, running on port number 22. And then hypertext transfer protocol, running on port number 80 and 8080. So which protocol secures remote administrator? Something that can be used to take the systems remotely, just like RDP. So in all these protocols listed here, we have two protocols that used for remote work. One is Telnet, the second one is SSH. FTP is used for file transferring. HTTP is used for web communication. And Telnet and SSH is only protocol we have in this list that is used for remote administration. But Telnet doesn't support encryption, so the data will be traveled in plain text. And in SSH, the data will be traveled using encryption. So the SSH provides the security. So the answer for this is SSH. So Gopale Rushi is having the right answer. Prince is having the right answer. Because your answer is wrong, and Serensol is also saying the right answer. Okay, moving on. Which protocol secure website? Oh, that's very easy, because you know what protocol it is. FTP, HTTP, HTTPS, or SNMP. FTP means file transfer protocol. Then we have two web communication protocol. Then we have SNMP, simple network management protocol, that manages the network devices in the network. Okay, so the answer for this is, tell me guys, what is the answer for this? Yes, everyone is correct. HTTPS is the right answer. What is the purpose of VPN? VPN means virtual private network. So what is the actually purpose of a VPN? Increasing the RAM, encrypt your remote traffic, remove the malware from your system or device, and from the servers, or it is used in the log monitoring? So I think everyone knows the answer for this. Tell me, what is the purpose of VPN, virtual private network? So the answer is B, encrypting the remote traffic. What is risk management? Installing antivirus? No. Identifying and reducing risks, creating malware and blocking DNS. What is risk management? So risk management is basically reducing the business impact. So the answer should be B. Which access control model assigns permission based on job role? Okay, so we have some models, control, access control, ACL basically, that assigned the, the assigned the job role. So we have DAC, we have RBAC, MAC, MAC, and ABAC. So the answer for this is role-based access control, RBAC. The next we have, what is tokenization? What is tokenization? Password cracking, replacing sensitive data with token, compressing files, blocking attacks. So tokenization means protecting your information with some tokens, just like JWT tokens or auth tokens, right? So the answer for this is B, replacing sensitive data with tokens. Which security principle ensures system remains operational? Which security principle ensures, like whatever system you are using, it will remain operational? Is it integrity? Is it confidentiality? Is it availability? Is it authentication? The question number 18. The first few questions are like minor questions. Then we have scenario based questions. So these are like just exercise for you. So I will not take like too much time for this. These are collected from various resources. So availability is the right answer. Which algorithm is asymmetric? Basically, the algorithm that is using the public and private key, different keys for encryption and decryption. So AES is symmetric algorithm. Is it DES? Is it RSA? Or is it Blowfish? AES is not symmetric algorithm. AES is not asymmetric. AES is symmetric. DES is also symmetric. Blowfish is also symmetric. So the answer for this is B, RSA. What is an acceptable use policy? Firewall rule, document defining the proper system uses, encryption method, or backup solution. What is an acceptable use policy? Acceptable use policy, that means AUP. So what it is actually defining? It is defining the behavior, the acceptable behavior. So what is it? The acceptable behavior? Firewall rule? No. Backup solution? No. Encryption method? Or document defining the proper system uses? So what is actually acceptable behavior? The answer is B. Which security control? It's security awareness training. Oh, very easy. So I will tell you the answer for this. This is very easy. Administrative. What is defense in depth? Single security device, password reuse, open access design, or multiple layer of security. It might be D and B, but I will go with the B. Not password reuse. Because you want to improve your security posture, right? So you need some improved layer defenses. So the answer is B. Now we have some questions with the threat, vulnerabilities, and mitigation. So the first section is journal concept. As I told you earlier, like the CompTIA Sec Plus is divided into 5 parts: journal concepts, then threat and vulnerabilities mitigations, and then security principles, GRC, right? So now we have questions for section 2. So this is basically based on vulnerabilities, mitigation, or threats. And the common threats right now we are facing, or like every corporate faces, is malware. So which malware encrypts file for payment? Every corporate environment like faces this issue once in their lifetime. Worm, it replicates itself. Trojan, adware, just like you are clicking somewhere and ads are open, then Trojan is basically installing some malicious malware to take remote control. And ransomware. Ransomware is the answer. Which attack manipulates people into revealing information? SQL injection means injecting the SQL statements in the panel. Social engineering, DDoS, increasing the traffic onto the system server application. Port scanning, scanning all the available ports from the system. So the answer is social engineering. What is phishing? Email-based social engineering, network segmentation, encryption standard, or backup method? Phishing means fake pages. So the answer for this is email-based social engineering. And what is wishing? Phishing and wishing. Have you heard the term of wishing? Phishing pages circulated via SMS or voice, then web attack or wireless exploit. Wishing means phishing using the voice. So voice phishing is the right answer. What is smishing? DNS attack, malware analysis, SQL attack. Is it SMS phishing? that is known as smishing. So these are some keywords: phishing, wishing, smishing. Which attack floods the system with traffic? So DDoS is the answer, because distributed denial of service. We can increase the traffic, we can flood the request. Which malware hides its existence? All these are malware. Spyware is also malware, adware is also malware, rootkit is also malware, worm is also a malware. So what actually automatically hide itself and its existence? So suppose a malware comes into your network, into your system, into your server, and it automatically hides. Rootkit or worm. So what is worm actually? If I generally ask you, what is worm? What is worm actually? Adware, you know, like advertisement based malware. Spyware means you want to spy on someone, so you created a malware and installed in some system or devices. Rootkit, you also know, controlling the system and doing the activity whatever you want. What is worm actually? Worm are those who can multiple them, like it is replicating itself. So the answer for this question is rootkit. The next we have, what is credential stuffing? Password reuse attack using stolen credential, password encryption, network hardening, MFA bypass tool. What is credential stuffing? Credential means some kind of sensitive data like email or password, or a username, password, OTP, database username, whatever it is. Yes, A is the right answer. Which attack using the SQL queries? So obviously SQL injection, very simple. Accesses. What is actually accesses? XML security service, cross-site scripting, cross-system security, or extended security shell. And how many type of accesses we have? You often heard about accesses. So how many type of accesses we have? There is two type of accesses I am telling you, but have you heard about third type of accesses, like persistent accesses and non-persistent accesses, which you know with the reflected accesses or stored accesses? But is there any third type of accesses we have? Anyone has ever found it on some application? Apart from persistent accesses or non-persistent accesses, in which we inject the JavaScript in the application input fields or the parameters. Either it get parameters, or it might post parameters, or the other parameters. We injecting JavaScript and then see how the application react or behave on your JavaScript injections. So that is accesses. So the answer for this is cross-site scripting. But I want to know, like, what type of accesses you know. How many type of accesses we have? First is persistent, then non-persistent, reflected or stored. But there is a third type of accesses. Normally, if you follow that like HackerOne or Bug Crowd, So often you will see like there are plenty of reports are reported based on these accesses. So what is the third type of accesses? No one has any idea? There is a DOM based accesses, document object model, CSRF. So CSRF, cross-site request, cybersecurity routing function, cyber cross server relay firewall, central security response function. What is CSRF attack? CSRF attack means you are performing some action with the help of user interaction. There is a vulnerability called IDOR, insecure direct object reference, in which you are performing unintended action on the application or user's account without user interaction. But in CSRF, the user interaction is required, right? So the answer for this is cross-site request forgery, option A. Which attack intercepts communication between two systems? Worm, Trojan, rootkit, or man in the middle? So the answer for this is MITM. Okay, this is interesting. Tell me the answer of question number 35. Which attack basically redirect users to fake websites? DDoS, buffer overflow, password spraying, or DNS poisoning? Suppose you are testing a network, and in network penetration testing, your objective is to test the network. So what type of attack you will launch? You will launch the attack which is the answer of this, and then flooding attack. You scan with the mapping services, tunneling, lateral movement, brute force. You will test it. So what is the answer of this? And if you know about the if you know the answer, so what tool you will use to test against or with this particular attack? Have you aware of any tool that is being used for this? So the answer for Mr. Prince Rushi and is right. DNS poisoning. So what is DNS poisoning actually, and which tool you will use for that? You are aware of any tool that is used for DNS poisoning? So BetterCap and EtherCap you can use for that. Which attack uses one common password against many accounts? Dictionary attack you have, brute force attack you have, credential stuffing, password spraying, rainbow table attack. So which attack uses common passwords against many accounts? The answer is password spraying attack. Everyone is wrong. The password spraying attack is the answer. What is zero-day vulnerability? What is zero-day vulnerability? So inspired by the vulnerability, the channel name is also ZeroDayVault. So what is zero-day vulnerability? Fully patched vulnerability, vulnerability without fix, deleted exploit, or expired account. The answer is B, vulnerability without available fix. So most of the times the cyber criminals are looking for zero-day exploits, because if they found out any zero-day vulnerability in the application server or network or in the cloud, so because the fix is not available, so they can sell out the vulnerability to the criminals or cyber hackers, right? So vulnerability without available fix. Which tool is commonly used for vulnerability scanning? Is it Wireshark? Is it Nessus? Is it FTP tool? Is it DNS tool? Wireshark is basically used for packet analysis. Network packet analyzer is the other name of Wireshark. You can analyze incoming and outgoing packets from your network with the help of Wireshark. So here I am asking the tool name which is useful for vulnerability scanning. Either you want to scan the vulnerability in a web application, or you want to scan some vulnerabilities in the network. So which tool is compatible with both of the functionalities, as well as you can test mobile devices, or you can test the compliance policies, right? So Nessus is the right answer. Nessus is the right answer. What is patch management? So one person is asking, the name of the person is Akash. So Akash is saying what type of, this type of question comes in SOC? Yes, these are the common questions. So in basic or beginner level certifications, you will see these type of questions. So what is patch management? Updating software to fix vulnerabilities, deleting the logs, configuring the DNS, or creating account. So the option is A, updating softwares to fix vulnerabilities. Sticky is the right answer. Prince, as always, correct. Rushi is also correct. Sara Wind is also correct. Ketan is also correct. Sunil is also correct. Vikas is also correct. What is system hardening? Have you heard the term of hardening? So what is system hardening? Is it increasing the storage? Is it reducing the attack surface? Is it removing the encryption? Or is it disabling the monitoring? So what is system hardening? Increasing storage. Akash is saying increasing storage. Ketan is saying removing encryption. Vikas is saying reducing attack surface. Someone has the answer D, disabling monitoring. Reducing attack surface. That is the system hardening means. You know the answer of this question. We already discussed about it. Worm. That is self-replicate automatically. Tell me the answer of this. Which attack basically involves creating the fake wireless access points. Creating the fake wireless access points so that the user can connect to that fake access point, and then the attacker is basically capture or steal the credentials. DNS poisoning is not the answer. We will redirect the user to fake websites. XSS and SQL injection is input field based vulnerabilities. So the answer is evil twin. What other attacks we have in Wi-Fi apart from the evil twin? Have you aware of any other attack on the Wi-Fi apart from the evil twin? Can you tell me what other attacks we have on the Wi-Fi apart from the evil twin? What other attacks we have apart from the evil twin? MITM. Okay. Any other? Have you heard of deauth, deauthentication attack, or rogue access, like creating a fake access point? Rogue access point, WPS pin attack, crack attack, disassociation attack, handshake capture attack, packet sniffing attack, MITM attack, ARP spoofing, DNS spoofing, MAC address spoofing, replay attack, beacon flood attack, right? So these other are attacks we have on Wi-Fi. What is tailgating? What is tailgating? What is tailgating? Following authorized users into restricted areas, web attack, wireless exploit, or password attack. Option A is the right answer. Following authorized users into restricted areas known as tailgating. What is shoulder surfing? So the answer is watching someone that is entering some credential. So that is known as shoulder surfing. Which attack records the keyboard input? Which attack is recording the keyboard input? spyware, worm, Trojan, or rootkit? Spyware. What is honeypot? What is honeypot? What is a honeypot? Decoy system to attract attackers, backup device, password vault, or email server? Decoy systems. What is threat hunting? Actively searching for threats in environment. Have you know any threat hunter platform or threat intelligence platform? There are some platforms available for threat hunting like VirusTotal, Any.Run, ThreatFox. These all are the platform that is used for threat hunting. So basically searching the threats in environments, so we can map it out. So answer is A. Now we have some answers for security architectures. Which device filters traffic between network? You know the answer for this. Is it firewall? What is network segmentation? I need the answer for this one. Question number 49. What is network segmentation? Combining all network, dividing network for security, disabling VLANs, or sharing password. So the answer is dividing your network for security, and that's why the subnet mask or subnetting is used. You know na, subnet mask. Subnetting is the term that is used for network segmentation. So the strongest wireless encryption standard is WPA3. This is the strongest encryption standard. IDS is intrusion detection system, internet defense solution, internal data services, intranet detection server. So the answer for this is intrusion detection system. IPS. What does IPS do? Intrusive prevention system. So what's the primary work of IPS, or where it is placed in the network? What does IPS do? So some is saying option A, detect and block attacks. So yes, it is the right answer. Tell me this one. Which cloud model provides infrastructure resources? SaaS, LaaS, PaaS, or which cloud model? So now some cloud based questions. Which cloud model provides infrastructure resources. Let's see who got the right answer for the question number 53. Ketan is saying option B. Gopal Rushi is saying option B. Prince is saying option B also. Can you tell the exactly why you are saying the option B? Why? Infrastructure as a service. Okay. Yes, you got the right answer because of the complete meaning of this. Now answer this. Which cloud model provides complete application? The same question but in a different way. Which cloud model provides complete application? Storage system. Yes, is it the right answer? What is an air-gapped system? Ketan is right, Akash is right, Rushi is right, Prince is right. Rushi, you got mostly the questions are right. So as the Prince, so as Ketan. What is an air-gapped system? Wireless system, physically isolated system, cloud-based system, or a public server? Air-gapped. What is an air-gapped system? So the answer for this is physically isolated system. Ketan is right. Akash is right. What is NAC? Network access control, network audit configuration, node access channel. What is NAC? Network access control. Which protocol basically assigns the IP address automatically? Which protocol is assigning the IP address automatically? Is it DNS? Is it FTP? Is it DHCP? Is it SNMP? So question number 57. Which protocols assigns the IP address automatically? DHCP. DHCP is the right answer. Rushi, you are wrong. Which protocols resolve the domain name? That is your answer. DNS. DNS basically resolve the domain name. Which protocol transfer files? So for file transfer, we will use FTP and TFTP or SFTP or Telnet. File transfer protocol, tribal file transfer protocol, secure file transfer protocol, and Telnet. So the answer is SFTP. And can you tell me the port number of this protocol? SFTP. The port number of secure file transfer protocol. the port number of SFTP. Like what is the port number of SFTP? Secure File Transfer Protocol. FTP port number we have 21 or 20. TFTP port number we have 69. What is the port number of SFTP? The port number of SFTP is also 22. So what is secure baseline configuration? What is secure baseline configuration? Default insecure setup, approved secure system configuration, backup configuration, or open source template. Secure baseline configuration. What is secure baseline configuration? Default insecure setup, approved secure system configuration, backup configuration, or open source template. Let's see who got this right without using any other thing. Ketan is saying B, Prince is saying B. Yes, B is the right answer. Approved secure system configuration. So what is micro segmentation? Is it a small firewall? Because there is a small word used. Fine-grained network segmentation, password policy, or cloud backup. What is micro segmentation? Is it a small firewall? Is it fine-grained network segmentation? Is it password policy, or is it cloud backup? So cloud backup is not, obviously not the answer. Password policy is also not the answer. So now we have small firewall or fine-grained. So the answer is right by the Prince and Akash. Fine-grained. Fine-grained network segmentation is the right answer. What is secure design principle? Shared accounts, default allow, least functionality, or open permissions. What is secure design principles? Suppose you are designing something and then you want to use, so what is actually secure design principle? So the answer for this is least functionality. Which architecture reduce lateral movement? Which architecture reduce lateral movement? Flat network, segmented network, public access, or open VLAN? Which architecture reduces the lateral movement? Flat network, segmented network, public access. So the answer for this is segmented network. What is virtualization? What is virtualization primarily used for? Isolating systems and improving resource utilization, disabling monitoring, removing encryption, and blocking backup. So the answer for this is A, isolating systems and improving the resource utilization. What is secure boot? Booting without password, validating trusted software during startup, opening all services, or removing BIOS setting. So the answer is B, validating trusted software during startup. What is the primary goal of incident response? Increasing the bandwidth, handling and recovering from security incident, delete backups, and install printer. So answer is B, handle and recover from security incidents. Which phase comes first in incident response? Tell me this. Question number 67. Which phase comes first in incident response? So if you are incident responder, so which phase comes first? Is it containment? Is it recovery? Is it preparation? Or is it interdiction? Question number 67. Preparation. Everyone is saying preparation. No, Ketan is saying preparation. Akash is also saying preparation. Yes, preparation is the right answer. What is SIEM actually used for? Security event monitoring and analysis, password storage, DNS management, or backup encryption. So security event monitoring analysis is the SIEM basically used for. Why the logs are important? Because it increased the storage uses? No. It replaced antiviruses, disable attack? No. The answer is B, record system activity for monitoring and investigation. The primary focus or useful for SOC analysts. Basically, SOC analysts are heavily dependent on logs. So the answer is option B. Which tool analyze the network packets? So we know, like we discussed earlier, Wireshark. Because Nmap is the port scanner, Wireshark is the packet analyzer, Nessus is a vulnerability scanner, Metasploit is an exploitation framework. So the answer for this is Wireshark. Which tool scans for the open port? Bubfoot is traffic interception tool, Hydra is password cracking tool, SIEM is the analysis tool where we analyze the logs or create alerts or monitoring alerts. The Nmap is the right answer. What is digital forensics? Creating malware, investigating digital evidence, removing backups, or building routers. So the answer is B, investigating digital evidence. What is full backup? What is full backup? Backup of changed files only, backup of all selected data, partial disk image, cloud only backup. Backup of all selected data. What is disaster recovery? What is disaster recovery? User awareness training, restoring systems after major incidents, password management, or router hardening. Ketan is saying B, restoring systems after major incidents. Yes. What is business continuity? Continuing critical operations during disruptions, disabling systems, network segmentation, and password rotation. A. Continuing critical operations during disruptions. What does EDR stands for? Endpoint detection and response, external data routing, enterprise device recovery, or endpoint data relay. So Ketan is right answer. Prince is wrong for the option B. Endpoint detection and response. What is playbook in IR? Incident response. It is the step-by-step response procedure. Which process removes the root cause of an incident? Tell me the answer of 78. Which process basically removes the root cause of an incident? Detection, recovery, preparation, or eradication? Preparation is not the answer. Recovery or detection or eradication. So eradication is the right answer. What is containment? 78 answer is C, not B. Eradication is the right answer. What is containment? Expanding attacks, limiting incident spread, disabling logging, deleting backups. So the answer is limiting incident spread so that the incident won't be spread anywhere else. What is chain of custody? COC. Cloud migration plan, backup procedure, documentation tracking, evidence handling, or password rotation process. Option B, documentation tracking, evidence handling. Which type of backup saves only changed data since the last backup? Full, differential, incremental, or snapshot? Which type of backup saves only changed data since the last backup? Full backup, differential backup, incremental backup, or snapshot? Tell me the answer of 81. Incremental. What is log correlation? What is log correlation? Combining logs from multiple sources for analysis, deleting old logs, encrypting the. Yeah, we have scenario based questions that will start after 90 questions. So like this is the basic question I will create it for the session 1 that is happened today. When we connect tomorrow again, so we have 100 scenario based question. Because see, in security plus, not always all the questions is basically come in scenario based. Some are basic thinking based questions related to security policies, related to attacks, incidents, right? So what is log correlation? Combining logs from multiple sources for analysis. The option A. What is the purpose of monitoring? Increasing latency, disabling traffic, identifying suspicious activity, or removing the users? So the answer is A. identifying the suspicious activity. What activity, which activity identifies indicators of compromise, IOC, that is known as indicator of compromise. So which activity actually identifies this? Threat hunting, password reset, backup rotation, or VLAN trunking? Threat hunting. That's correct. What is recovery in incident response? Removing the MFA, disabling logging, creating malware, or restoring systems to normal operation? That is also answer A, restoring systems to normal operations. What is governance in cybersecurity? What is governance? Technical exploit, management framework for security decision, backup system, and firewall policy. So the answer is B, management framework for security decisions. Yeah, the exam cannot be like this, obviously. This is basically simple questions just to prep. In Security Plus, most of the questions are scenario based. So I have created 100 questions scenario based and 100 basic questions, simple questions that will give you the idea like what is this, what is that, simple terminology based questions. So these types of questions will not be asked in the SAC Plus. Scenario based question will be asked that you will see from the 91. The question number 91 will be the scenario based. So when I connect again on tomorrow at the same time, so you will see the scenario based question, because you need to understand particularly some terminology, some terms like what is governance, what is IOC, what is threat, what is risk, right? So that's why I created some or collected some simple questions. So what is compliance? Is it ignoring regulations? Is it meeting legal and regulatory requirement, creating malwares, or disabling audits? Yeah, Akash, I can give you the questions that can ask in the interview. So for that, you need to contact me on uh, Telegram or LinkedIn. So collected some interview-based questions that might help you if you are preparing for defensive security or offensive security. Or as always, you can go for the AI solutions also. So then you can prepare yourself. So what is compliance? Is meeting the legal and regulatory requirement. Which regulation protect payment card data? So this is the compliance policy. Which compliance policy is protecting the payment card? HIPAA, PCI DSS, GDPR, or SOX? Is it PCI DSS, which protect the payment card data? Which regulation basically focused on healthcare? So for healthcare, we use HIPAA. So HIPAA is the right answer. And the last question for today is, what is a security audit? So security audit means, is it malware infection? Is it evaluation of security controls and compliance? Is it password spray, or is it DNS poisoning? So you know like the answer for this. is option B. Am I right? The answer for the security audit is option B, evaluation of security controls. And then we have some scenario based questions. So that will particularly I will tell you in next sessions, right? So I will add some more questions till tomorrow, but that's how the scenario based question will be asked. Like a company can detect ransomware spreading across multiple systems. So what should the SOC team do first? A ransomware is spreading across multiple systems. So what SOC team do first? Is it pay the ransom? No. Is it restore the backup immediately? Is it containing the infected system, or is it notify the customer first? So that type of question is being asked in the exam. So Ketan, you can contact me on LinkedIn, WhatsApp or Telegram. The link is available in the description. We can discuss. There is a program running on right now for beginners in which you will learn VAPT and that. For cloud security, you should learn cloud first. Suppose you want to learn AWS cloud security, so you should be aware like how the functionalities work in AWS. Then you can implement the security on this. Okay. So the answer for this is question number 91. So that type of question will be asked, contained infected system. So I will add some more questions in the next session, and hopefully you will with that. So we have reached the today's Security Plus practice session. So first of all, I will thank Ketan, Prince, or whoever connected, answered, Akash, Rushi, Gopa, other persons, right? So to learn cloud, you can find the YouTube playlists that are available. You can go through a channel called Train with Shubham. The person has multiple playlists for the cloud. Yeah, you can reach me with the LinkedIn and then I will guide you more. Okay, so let's close this. So thank you everyone for joining the live stream, participated in the chat, answered the question. I appreciate your time and your energy. So we covered like simple questions today for CID triad, general security concepts, risk management, security control, malware and social engineering, zero trust, SIEM, log analysis, compliance, governance, digital forensics. So like these are not just exam topics. These are the concepts you will also encounter in real security roles. So if you found some question challenging, that's completely normal. Security Plus isn't about memorizing the definitions. Is it about the understanding scenarios or making the best security decision based on the information you are given? Okay, so every question you practice today makes you more confident for the actual exam. And do join tomorrow also for more scenario based questions. Yes, I cannot take like add some questions today, but definitely I will add some more scenario based questions in this. So in the upcoming session, in the tomorrow session, we will have some PBQ, like the scenario based questions, more real exam style questions, and practice questions, blue team studies, IR scenarios, right? So if you found today's session helped you, so do not forget to like the stream, leave some comment after the live ends. So let me know which topic you would like to cover next. So you can share the stream with your friends, colleagues, or anyone those are preparing for SEC Plus or starting their journey. And if you haven't already subscribed the channel, so subscribe the channel, turn on the notifications so you don't miss anything in the future live session. Right? So remember, cybersecurity is not just a field where you will learn everything in a week or month. every SOC analyst, pen tester, security engineer, incident responder started by learning the same fundamentals you are learning today. So stay curious, keep practicing, build your hands-on skills, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. They are the part of learning process. So thank you once again for spending your time with me today. I am Sumit Jain. I will thank you all. I hope this session brings you one step closer for passing the SAC exam. Take care of yourself, keep learning, keep practicing. I will see you in the next live session. Until then, stay safe, stay secure, happy hacking. Take care. Bye bye.